Before the rise of Islam in the northwest regions of the Indian subcontinent, a powerful Hindu dynasty ruled the land of Afghanistan and parts of Pakistan. These were the Hindu Shahis of Kabul, a kingdom that stood as a beacon of resistance against foreign invaders for over 2 centuries. But their legacy remains largely forgotten, overshadowed by the rise of Islam and the subsequent rule of Islamic empires. What happened to this once great kingdom? How did they fight back against invasions, and why did they ultimately fall? The Hindu Shahis were the last Hindu rulers in Afghanistan, but their saga is one of bravery, sacrifice, and tragic defeat. From their fierce battles against the Ghaznavids to the self-immolation of their king in the face of humiliation, the story of the Hindu Shahis is a tale of epic resistance against overwhelming odds. Yet today, they are largely forgotten in the pages of history. This is the lost story of the Hindu Shahis of Kabul, the forgotten kingdom that defied the winds of change, only to be wiped out by an unstoppable force.
The Hindu Shahis rose to power in Afghanistan around the 9th century CE, establishing their kingdom in Kabul and the surrounding regions, including parts of Zabul and Gandhara, modern-day Afghanistan and Pakistan. The dynasty was a continuation of the Kabul Shahis, who had ruled the region since at least the 4th century. However, it was the Hindu Shahis who would rise to prominence after successfully defending their lands against foreign invaders. The kingdom of the Hindu Shahis stretched from Kabul in the north to Punjab in the south. The rulers were staunch Hindus, deeply influenced by Indian culture, language, and religion. The kingdom's rulers built magnificent temples dedicated to deities like Shiva, Vishnu, and Surya. Their reign represented a flourishing Hindu culture far from the Indian heartland, with the Sun Temple of Multan as one of their greatest architectural marvels. Despite being surrounded by hostile Islamic powers, the Hindu Shahis maintained strong cultural ties with India, even minting coins inscribed with Sanskrit and images of Hindu gods. However, the Hindu Shahis' prosperity would soon face its biggest challenge, the Islamic invasions from the west. The Saffarid dynasty in the 9th century and the more powerful Ghaznavids in the 10th century sought to conquer the region. These foreign invasions placed the Hindu Shahis in constant conflict to defend their kingdom.
The first major blow came when the Saffarids, led by Yaqub ibn al-Layth, captured Kabul in 870 CE, forcing the Hindu Shahis to move their capital to Udabandapura, modern-day Hind, Pakistan. Despite this setback, the Hindu Shahis continued to resist the foreign forces, but they soon faced a much greater threat. The Ghaznavids, under Mahmud of Ghazni, launched brutal campaigns to expand their empire into the region. Mahmud's invasion would be the turning point in the Hindu Shahis' history. Mahmud, known for his ruthless campaigns, attacked the region with an army far superior in size and equipment. In 1001 CE, the Hindu Shahis, under King Jayapala, decided to make a stand against Mahmud's forces. Despite their bravery and efforts, the Hindu Shahis were overwhelmed by the sheer might of the Ghaznavid army. Captured and humiliated by Mahmud, King Jayapala chose to self-immolate, refusing to live in disgrace. His sacrifice became a symbol of courage and resistance in Indian history. However, Jayapala's son, Anandapala, continued the fight. In 1008 CE, Anandapala faced Mahmud at the Battle of Waihind. Despite their valiant efforts, the Hindu Shahis were once again defeated, marking the fall of their kingdom. What remained of the Hindu Shahis was absorbed into the Ghaznavid Empire. As the Hindu Shahis fell, their culture, temples, and once great kingdom were lost to the ravages of war and the rise of Islamic rule. Temples were destroyed, and the cultural heritage of the Hindu Shahis was nearly wiped out. The legacy of the last Hindu rulers of Afghanistan was buried beneath centuries of Islamic empires, leaving behind only fragments of their history. The Hindu Shahis' story is often forgotten in both Indian and Afghan history, overshadowed by the rise of the Delhi Sultanate and the Mughal Empire. The ruins of their temples and coins are rare relics, quietly bearing witness to a kingdom that once stood proudly on the northwestern frontier of India. Though the Hindu Shahis have largely been erased from mainstream history, the courage and resistance they exhibited against powerful invaders is a testament to the resilience of India's civilization in its farthest reaches. The story of the Hindu Shahis is one of epic sacrifice, lost legacies, and forgotten heroes who fought to protect their culture and religion against forces that were too great to withstand. This forgotten kingdom may have fallen, but its history deserves to be remembered, not only by Indians, but by all who honour the spirit of resistance and cultural preservation in the face of overwhelming odds.